Hello, Wilmer. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, that works. Got a blue screen, oh boy. Well, that's nothing more than a tablecloth back there, believe it or not. It's just a throwaway tablecloth that I was using for paint cloths and stuff like that. So well, I gotta get rid of that light somehow. Of course, you can see it back in the where the white is, the light shining through. So I had to do something with that light because when I adjust my screen to my for my camera, my cam up here on my screen, I gotta get the light out of the screen so you all ain't blind as well as me. So I thought that would kind of darken it out a little bit, but it didn't darken it as much as I was hoping. So Jerry, Schuylkill River Valley, Sparky, and Wilmer. Everything works. Well, that's probably a good thing. I'm glad it's working. Yeah, that's all it is, though, guys. That's just a throwaway tablecloth back there hanging, or I just put it up in the drop ceiling temporarily. So I had to get rid of this light. I think that's one reason. I don't like my live streams half the time because that light was always there. And well, I'll try something different. It's the reason I'm trying to use StreamYard tonight so I can kind of get used to it and um, maybe invite some people in here some night. I don't know if it'll be tonight or not. Um, I got to learn how to do the link, although I don't know if it didn't do it. Dave Piper, welcome. Dunk and Customs, welcome. And Dave Piper saying hello to everybody. And Schuylkill River Valley saying hi to Dave and everybody else. And Jerry giving Wilmer a hard time. And Sparky was in here. Sparky says springtime sky blue. I wish it was springtime. Oh, I gotta get, okay, forgot the message. How is Rodney tonight? I'm doing all right. Good days, bad days. That kind of stuff. So, well, tonight we're going to do something a little different. We're going to have sort of a mail call on the live stream, and there'll also be a video on that mail call for whoever can't make it to the live stream. So if you miss it in the live stream, well, you'll get to see the video whenever I get it made and shared. So and somebody tell me to count so I know if this is actually right or not. I'm getting 9 on the StreamYard, so I'm going to guess that there's about 9 of you in here. So somebody can give me a count on the YouTube side. I'd appreciate it because I'm not watching YouTube. I'm on the StreamYard side of it. 8-4, okay. That's close. I got 9, but that's close. Okay, Digger says 9. Wilmer says 8-4. 4 being the likes on YouTube, I'm sure. But that's pretty close. I mean, the Strasbourg video was short and to the point. That store better have 75 of those cars. Well, I don't know if Tom is still having those made or not, Sparky. That's the thing. I got a lot of those off of eBay. So at one time a day, I do know that they had them, the Christmas versions of them, in N scale. One of the last times I was up there years ago, and I'm pretty sure they still have, or they had something in HO. As for 75 of them, well, you might want to order them now and have them done because I'm not sure if they'll have that many. I mean, it's a fairly large store. It's not, you know, large, but it's a fairly decent size hobby shop. And in that same building, of course, Choo Choo Barn takes up most of the building. So, with the layout, and everything on that layout is scratch built by the Groff family. So, or by Tom Groff's grandfather and father, who his grandfather actually started it years ago, in the basement of their house, and it went from there, and somebody decided they was going to start visiting, and that's when they moved into an old the old place, which was like I believe like a barn or something, that they had rented or bought from somebody, and they had to lay out in there for a while. And then when Tom's father and Tom Groff um, both took it over, they Tom took and bought the new building, or built it, bought it, something. I forget how that story is, but everything on there, some of it is still from the days of his grandfather scratch building it, and um, his father did some of the scratch building, and Tom been updating a lot of it, due to the other ones passing away. But a lot of it is old. When he feels that it needs repaired or um, replaced, he rebuilds it, or puts something else, different in that spot. But everything on there is hand built, scratch built. I mean, right down to the gas station digital sign that, what I understand, has some kind of satellite signal from the actual gas station that where it's located. It actually sends a signal to the little sign, and when they switch their gas prices or whatever, it actually supposedly puts the numbers on the little sign. Now, I don't know how true that is. That was a rumor that I heard. I never asked about it. So, but it is neat how everything. I mean, it's right down to the to the scratch built phototypical point, almost. I mean, he's got Dutch Wonderland and the Amish and all that, but I don't want to give too much of it away, because everybody's just going to love it. If a lot of you has never been there, well, guess what? You'll want to be in there and constantly just circling the place, because once you're in there, you're allowed to go around as many times as you want, as long as you're inside that curtain, on that side of the curtain. So it's very worth the price. So everybody's going to like it, especially Vinny, Sparky, Wilmer. I know you're going to like it. It's some HO, maybe one N scale part of it, which is part of Dutch Wonderland. The HO scale is technically part of Dutch Wonderland, the scene, and but most of it's going to be O gauge, O scale. So because that's what they always ran up there. So but you're going to love it. I'm not going to give a lot of it away, because I'm really hoping that everybody's going to get surprised when. Well, I won't say no more about it, because I'll end up messing up and giving it away. So, hi, Vinny. Durant. Dwayne, Shane's Trains, welcome. Who else did I miss up here? And Sparky said, oh, thought I had Sparky's. Well, for some reason it ain't. There we go. Sparky says I have 13 people watching and 5 likes. I'm getting 15, so you all's probably in the 10-second delay. It's saying that YouTube has about a 10-second delay, what I read. So, and there's Wilmer, he's saying 15.5. So he's probably right on the money. Thank you, Wilmer and Sparky, and all of you for letting me know that. Now I'm getting 14, but that's fine. But anyway, 16 minutes into this already. Man, time flies. Hey, are you doing your live stream? Well, Vinny, you're in. You're in here. I'm just now getting your message, buddy. It just came through. So, boy, my phone must be in a delay tonight or something. Dave Piper or Dave P. I don't know if. And Digger saying hi to Shane. So what we're going to do here, guys, everybody knows the weekly shows and the live streams. I'm not really going to go into all that tonight because I got a lot of stuff to try to cover. So we are going to go down here and I'm going to try to switch you all over to the other camera, which you should be seeing my hand and my mouse. So what we are going to look at is what I got in the mail this morning. And if I can get this stupid camera to cooperate, we might be able to look at that together instead of just me. I gotta get some kind of holder for this stupid thing. I don't want to sit there. Of course, usually I already have it positioned, but because this thing's bigger, what I got here is something that came out in the 90s, somewhere in that era. And I don't know if I can get this. It's a CMI instruction book. And what we're looking at is the StarTech Hogger. Now, what this is a system that was out, I'm going to say sometime, I'm not sure when DCC actually came out, but this is not DCC. As you can see, we got our remote our control. Now, the nice thing about this control, guys, this is going to work similar like DCC. Well, let me turn it around here. As you can see right here, we got high voltage and low voltage. This is about, I'm going to say it's about 20 volts. And the low voltage is 12 volts, lower down to 12 volts. So you can switch this to whatever voltage you want. HO will run off of 20 because the old power packs like the Stockman and Lifelike and AHM and all those type power packs that came with your train sets, they go up to anywhere 0 to 17 to 20. Some power packs go to 24, but it's very seldom that you see a lot of them with 24. It all depends what they're actually mainly used for. But I'll try to get this up here and get it over on the camera. As you can see, this is a walk-around system, guys. Now, I don't know how many of you ever heard of this, but I found this on eBay, and the guy actually gave me worked with me with the shipping and the price. And you can see that it's DC right there, over here, DC track, on and off, switch right there for your power, just like DCC would have. And of course, over here, if I can get my finger to go the right way, your AC accessories, which, for switches or lights or whatever you want to operate. Okay. Well, what caught my eye, and I didn't think anything like this ever existed, but you can actually take this guy and you can actually run regular phone line from this, just like your cord would be. Okay, run regular phone jacks from the plug right here, right there. Run phone line, phone jacks all around your layout, and while you're running the train with this guy, with your control and brake direction switch and momentum, which slows your train down basically. Just like the brake, it will brake the engine. But when it says in the directions, if you have a bunch of phone jacks all around your layout where you need them, you can unplug your cord just like DCC, take this and go with your cord. I just unhooked it here because it's easier than unhooking it from the actual unit. But if you take the cord and the control and go to another phone jack, your train is still running, and you can go right to your yard or industrial or whatever where your train is heading, and you can plug this back in, and long as you don't bump this control while you're carrying it, your train is still running on that speed. And I found that out when I was just testing an engine on some Bachmann Easy Track that I have down here in the basement for just a little test track. And which I just put all over the floor. But anyway, it did keep it running when this was unplugged, and I plugged it back in, and it was still running. So I'm probably going to be using this on my main level, where my trains will be doing incline, declines, and stuff like that from the main level to the third level. Being that I don't have a lot of room out in the shed because it's a build up and it's old school, an old school type layout. I don't have room for a helix, so I'm going to have to do the climbing thing, you know, and yes, this is what this is actually, Benny. This is a MRC. This was made by MRC. It's just not mentioned on here, but it is. I'm pretty sure it. Where did I see that it was labeled that, or that might have been something else. I thought it was labeled on here, but maybe it was something else that I had. I thought it said something about MRC, but maybe I'm wrong. But I thought it said something about StarTech was made by MRC. But I could be wrong on that. It might have been something else that I had my eye on earlier. But anyway, this is StarTech, so who knows? I mean, a lot of them might have. This is a knockoff brand. Okay, well. Hi, Nancy. Welcome to the live stream. But I found this pretty neat, and you all thought Wilmer was excited running a train. Well, just to try this, I was very excited because now I feel like I'm in DCC without DCC trains, because I can actually unplug this and go to if I have a bunch of other jacks, I can actually go to it and be there before the train gets there, and that train will still be running while I'm carrying this around. Until I plug it back in, this won't work. So it's not, a wireless deal like NCE and Digitrax and all that stuff. But I mean, I caught my eye on this and I thought, well, I'm staying DC as long as I can. And I thought, well, this will come in handy because I need something to that I can sit down out there and actually control the main line up to the third line or third level, or the main level to the third level, which is it'll be climbing total of 24 foot with 3 different riser kits. Now that's 2% 16-foot kits, and then yeah, probably so, Sparky. But out in the shed, I'll probably won't have to have too many hookups because I'll be right out in front of the layout anyway. So the only other place I might have to have a lay or a hookup would be in the back for some reason to check something. Oh, okay. The NCE power cab, you unplug it and it stops until you plug it back. Okay. Well, this one you unplug and your train still runs as long as you, like I said, long as you keep this where you had it. It maintains that speed. Now, if you would bump it while you're carrying it or something, and it goes up 1 or 2 notches, well, then obviously when you plug it back in, your train's going to go that much faster. So that's the only thing about that. But if you would carry this and it would get bumped to off, well, when you plug the control back in, guess what? Your train's going to stop. So because it don't have no indication of what you want it to do next. So once that's turned off and you plug it back in, it's just going to shut itself down, because this is your main controller. This has no control to it except to be powered through your phone cord into your control. So I thought I'd share that with everybody. And I don't know what I seen MRC on earlier. I thought it was this, but maybe it had to have been something else, because this is the CMI service, which is where the place was for your I guess for like your repairs and stuff like that. And then you could contact them by StarTech Products Distribution, which was in Deerfield, Illinois. The CMI service was in Northbrook, Illinois. Now, I'm not too sure if this place is still in business, but I have seen these on a website called Trains, which is an online store, and I'm not sure if there's still an actual building front or not, or building store. And so, but they do have these. So I don't know if they're actually still being made new, or if they just had stuff laying around in their stock room in their warehouse all this time, and they're selling them, as new or used. So I thought I'd share that with you, that I feel like I'm DCC, but I'm actually not. But it's very, very close to getting me there, maybe. I mean, I think after I start playing with this a while, I think it might, push me a little bit. But it's going to be a while, because I'm an unemployed person, and I'm not making no income, but except what I do, for side jobs and that kind of stuff. But I mean, this is as close as I'm going to get to DCC right now, and I mean, with the phone cord deal and stuff like that. So we'll put this aside. It's 7:35. Wow. live streams flying. But like I said in my video earlier, I was going to try to squeeze some of this in. So this is probably going to go a little quicker than some of the stuff. My mom and my aunt went to a church and found a yard sale one weekend. Few weekends back, it was like the beginning of February or something like that. And she found this old lifelike tunnel for $1. So she thought of me, and she thought of me always wanting this kind of stuff. So there's the tunnel. She also, from the same guy, she also got, and I'm not going to drag all this out because of the time, but it looks like he started making a switch control panel out of plexiglass. And these actually say Tyco on them, guys. So that tells you how much older these are with the Tyco switches. So other than that, most of this is number 6 Atlas switches. There's a few, let's see. There's a few number 4s in there as well. Most of it's just 18 radius curve track and a few straights and a bunch of couple terminal re-railer tracks, and then your normal re-railer tracks, curve and straight. So I'm not going to dig down in there because there's really nothing else down in there. And then these was in there, the on and off Atlas selective switches. So that's one weekend part that I wanted to. Also in that same place at that yard sale for the church, she went ahead and bought this up also. Basically all it is, if I can get it over here on camera, 027 track and a few pieces of O gauge or O scale, whichever you want to call it, and of course your little half curves. And while I'm on here, guys, I want to mention, anytime you ever have any kind of rusted, worn out, unfixable, unsandable cleanup for track, do not throw it away. There's always a use, because this to me is naturally rusted, because it, of the real rust on it. If it's in bad shape, the only really good thing to keep off of it on this particular track, like the 027, keep the insulators in case you ever have to use them on other pieces of track. But if it's in real bad shape, don't throw it away. Take a pair of cutters and cut the rail up into pieces. Make a scrap seam. Put the rails into a gagola or a flat car or something like that and pow it up and, and make a scrap scene out of it. It's naturally weathered. Same way if O scale track or HO scale track, take the ties off of it, the plastic ties, you can use them anywhere for a load or to patch in, spaces on your track that you might have cut stuff from, and take the rails and cut them and pound them up along the track. It makes it look realistic. The more scenes you get, the more realism you will get out of your long railroad. And I'll put that stuff there. Let's see, 741. We might be able to make it through this other box. First of all, this stuff here came from a train show a few weekends back. I found a dual pack Tyco transformer, and I like these power packs because you can control two different trains, and it's got your on and off switch. It's got two different indicator lights, and then your two right here direction switch, and over here is the other direction switch. So that's one transformer. And the other transformer I bought, and then this one ain't the one that's in the mail call, guys, and mail call 1. This is a total different one. The guy was asking more money than I had, and then since he knew me, him and the other guy knew me from being there all the time, he cut this down to $20 for me. So I got another transformer for my dad's stuff and my big trains. So even if I can't use it, I will be able to use it for accessories or a backup transformer, and that kind of stuff. So again, it did not come with the lenses, but I will get to that point here right now. I went and visited the Lionel dealer that's usually there at our train show, and I bought, I knew I was going to need them for the other one, and I also needed them for this one that I was getting. So I went ahead and just bought the extra set. So before I even knew I was getting this, and when I got this, I now have enough of these to cover this one and the other one, is what I was trying to say. So anyway, from the same train show, I found me a box of train track cork. Now, I was thinking that this was HO cork, but I found a surprise inside. This is N-scale cork. Now, I'm not saying that I can't use it, because I can. You can use this for foundations or anything to jack your houses up and make it look like it's actually, sitting there on a foundation, paint it, and that kind of stuff. And another surprise that I found in here, and I'm not sure what happened to it. It was in here, but let me see if I can get this. Oh, my eye's sticking. Look at the surprise that I got out of this, guys. I found some flex track in scale. That was down in amongst it. So when I put my little N scale up, I will be able to make it that much longer. So that's the big surprise that I found in the box that I did not realize that I was even getting in there. But I now have extra cork roadbed and that kind of stuff. So moving on here real quick. I found some HO flex track. It's not in the greatest shape, but it will work for sidings and stuff of that nature. I got to get it or how I can get it because I can't afford it new. So, and then you have a bunch of HO Atlas 18 radius track. And then I'm not even sure what this is. In that box, guys, it's just a few Atlas switches and a bunch of track. And then there was also a girder bridge, an Atlas girder bridge in there, which was one thing I was after because bridges are kind of hard to find. Now, this is one thing that I was mainly after. And these things here are just indicators that actually go with these terminal strips. But I bought these terminal strips for $1 each. And you can see that one's pretty long. It's probably about a 20 spot. This one's probably about a 10. As well as that one. And this one's about a 8, something like that. But I spent like $10 on all 10 of these. So, and we got littler ones, bigger ones, and a couple more mediums, and another larger medium one. So that to me was a good deal. The guy wanted to get rid of them. And these go to certain ones. They're just indicator plates. He threw those in free. So other than that, that's basically it, guys. What I got to show you for tonight. Got a bunch of switches in here, and of course your normal, everyday, old school switch controls, which I normally don't use anymore, because they blow the switches up if you're not careful. I always use the Acme um, engineering controls. Yes, Vinny. No, I'm not going in scale. No, I'm not. I'm not that desperate. I just have this because I was going to put foundation around underneath my buildings and stuff like that, and this is the perfect size to just set the plastic building right down on it and paint it. So and you don't have to have nothing else underneath that building then. So yes, thank you, Ralph. I don't have that up on there on this platform. So see if I can go ahead and start promoting your channels, guys, because I just squeezed all this in my live stream tonight. I was going to give a couple things away, but I think I'll wait another time to do that because we're going into the late time. So go ahead and promote your channels, promote any contests, any events, shows, stuff like that coming up. Let everybody know. And I forgot to put my message up there. I forgot all about having that in there earlier. But here's something reading material. Well, that I ain't too sure how you slow down, but and also support your live streams and your weekly shows. And that's the other one. Okay. Let's see. And I'll go back over here to the chat. Where is my chat? Up here. Okay. Looks to me like Mrs. Holstein, you rang. See if I can find. Well, I'm not seeing no counts. Oh, I think James is the one right after me for the contest winners. I'm not sure. 125 subs for Dwayne Fork and Spoon Railroad. 596 for Indian Head Valley Railroad, Wilmer. Thank you, Jerry, for mentioning that. Thumbs up. 400 and where did I just see that? 484 for Digger Evans. And don't forget about Friday night live stream with the cuz. My big bro, BNSF 6951, our cousin Vinny, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Looks like 1:30ish for Dave BNSF in scale. And 484 for Digger. Got in just in time to say goodnight to everybody. Welcome, Chasco. And soon, bye, Chasco. 19 watching, 12 likes. Sorry I was late. Crazy day. That's fine, Ralph. It's fine, buddy. I would be in the same situation if I had a job, but right now I'm in one of those situations where I'm unemployed. So Crazy Joe 67, I seen you in here talking about Lionel. So and Sparky says, see y'all again soon. Nancy says good night to everybody. No in-scale gremlins, Ralph says. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this down, guys. I'm pretty sure James Cadesco is going to be on right after me with his contest winners. So good night to everybody. Be safe. And we'll see you.